Hello and welcome to another episode of the CUFI Weekly. And as the Jewish world celebrated Rosh Hashanah this week, Shana Tova to all our Jewish friends, a number of the world's powers had other plans.
The United Kingdom formally recognizes the state of Palestine.
Canada recognizes the state of Palestine.
Portugal formally recognized the state of Palestine.
Je déclare que la France reconnaît aujourd'hui l'État de Palestine.
On the eve of Rosh Hashanah, a number of nations, democracies, free countries, the United Kingdom, Australia, Canada, amongst them, France, decided that they would declare recognition of a Palestinian state. What does this mean in the real terms? What will happen now? Nothing. Literally nothing. This doesn't mean a Palestinian state will come into existence. It is simply a PR stunt aimed at placating domestic constituencies who have an anti-Israel bias. On a more sinister note, it shows the complete capitulation to violence and terrorism. It shows the complete pandering to violent public opinion which denies Israel the right to defend itself after the October 7th massacres. These countries, who are supposed to be freedom-loving and democracies, essentially have decided to reward terrorism. This wasn't some sort of plan that was brewing for years or months. This was because Israel is fighting Hamas. This was post-October 7th. In essence, what these countries like France, Great Britain, Australia, and Canada have done is say to Hamas, we saw what you did. We see that you're still holding hostages. We saw that you claimed this was to raise the profile of the Palestinian cause, and we're going to reward it and give you what you want. It's absolutely abhorrent. Thankfully, the United States has shown leadership in this arena once again. The State Department saying their priority is that the hostages are returned and Hamas is defeated. Likewise, while addressing the United Nations General Assembly, President Trump said that all peace-loving nations should be focused on bringing the hostages home, not these hollow recognitions. Paraphrasing a little bit. And that is the key thing here. This is a hollow recognition. In the real world, what does it achieve? Does it mean a Palestinian state is going to come into existence tomorrow? No, absolutely not. Does it mean a Palestinian state will come into existence in 6 months? Again, absolutely not. It is hollow. It is completely bizarre that this has even happened. Maybe tomorrow Israel could recognize territories that are claiming independence from France or Spain or Canada. Maybe Israel could recognize Quebec as a separate state. Will it change anything? Will it make Quebec a separate state or an independent entity? No. These are all ridiculous public posturing games aimed at putting pressure on Israel to stop the war. And again, if you are wanting peace, I can understand that. If you want an end to war, I can understand that. But when you approach this from a one-sided, contextless bias, it isn't helping peace. When you reward terrorist groups who committed the worst massacre of Jews since the Holocaust, when you stand side by side with people who have facilitated skyrocketing anti-Semitism all over the world, when you side with people who celebrated and continue to celebrate the murder of 2 Jews in Washington, D.C., leaving a Jewish museum, there is something deeply wrong. There are so many issues in the world today. The violence in Sudan. We have what's happening to Christians in North Korea. What is happening to Christians all over the world in Nigeria. Complete silence on that. Nothing. There's no outrage. There's no protest. None of these governments are making statements standing up for people who are being oppressed. But on this issue, when it comes to Israel, everybody has to have an opinion, be it your favorite celebrity, be it to these nations who, in all fairness, Great Britain, France, have left the Middle East in a complete mess, and now they're trying to play the peacemakers by appeasing terrorists? Doesn't make much sense to me at all. The bond between Israel and the United States is deep, rooted in shared values. Yet there are also those here in the United States who seek to change that, be it in Congress, be it on the college campus. And that is why it's essential that each and every one of us sends a very loud message in every facet of our life, to our communities, to our elected representatives, to our children, so they take this message on, that we are united with Israel and the Jewish people. That as the Jewish people celebrate a new year, that they are not alone. That the Christians of America, those who love this nation, those who love freedom, those who hope for a better tomorrow, those who know that America's best days are still ahead, stand with Israel and the Jewish people. And it is incumbent on every single one of us to be a voice. This is Kasim Hafeez for the CUFI Weekly. For Zion's sake, do not remain silent. Thanks for checking out this episode. Be sure to like and subscribe so you get a notification every time a new episode hits. And if you want to check out some of our previous episodes, and we've got some really good ones, click on one of the thumbnails and that will take you right there. And finally, if you want to know more about CUFI and the work we do, go to CUFI.org to check out all the resources we have available free to you.